Hi, guys. I'm Jo Labbé, your host for Soul Connections here on Star Nations Radio Network, being broadcast through Be Live TV and the beautiful land of Facebook. How are you guys doing this evening? Are you riding the rocky wave that's going on, that the energy of the earth is creating for us in this time to shift and change? And for a lot of us, it's putting that change right smack dab in our face so that we can't miss it. We've passed up all the gentle nudges from the universe. Now they're ready to get down to business. So how are you managing? How are you riding the energy? So I'm so happy that you're here joining us live. And even for those who are going to watch this in the rebroadcast, it means you're showing up for you. You're showing up to heal yourself. And in your own way, you're here to heal your little corner of the planet. So we thank you for showing up for you. As light workers, we often neglect our own personal growth issues. We put everybody first and try to put out all those fires. But it's like the oxygen mask on the airplane, right? We need to put it on ourselves first so that we can then take care of others. So by showing up here, you're taking care of you. So thank you for that. And you know the drill. We want to get this out there for the most people that we can. And so the best way for you to do that is to like and share the broadcast, or love and share the broadcast. I wouldn't mind that. And after we do our beautiful healing meditation that we start off our show with, after that, I will be doing card draws. And today's deck is this great one that I turn to every so often. I know it's got a little glare on it right now, but it's the Art of Love Tarot. And this is, Tony Carmen Salerno, one of my favorites. Because right now it feels very much like we need to connect to our higher heart, to our higher self. And we do that through the frequency of love. So these cards are all to help us receive what we need, to work through what we're going through, or to release what we're ready to release through the vibration of love. And, what's better than that? That's the ticket, guys. And speaking of tickets, there are some of you in Facebook land who are near the state of Maine. So I have this really cool proposition for those of you who are in Maine. If you want 2 free tickets to go next weekend to the New England Metaphysical and Holistic Festival, all you have to do is type into the comments, "tickets, please," and then private message me, and I will send you 2 free tickets. It's good for Saturday or Sunday next week. You can come visit me in person. I'll be teaching on Sunday at 10:30. I'll be teaching all about multi-dimensional quantum healing and what on earth that means. But if you've been here for meditation, you've experienced it, but maybe you'd like to learn more about what on earth that means. You can come see me on Sunday next week, right up in the beautiful Augusta, Maine. So if you have a way to get there, I have tickets for you. And I have quite a few tickets here. I've got about 50. So I'm willing to share. And if you want more than 2, hey, bring the whole family. Kids get to come free with adults with a ticket. So, that's out there for you guys as well. So let's get down to business. If you want me to pull a card for you this evening, just say yes, please. We call them in the order that they show up in our production studio, which may not be the same as the feed that you have in front of you that you're connecting to. Because remember that as we like it and share it, it's not all right in the feed right in front of you, but it comes into the production studio in the order that you click it. So we'll make sure to get there. So just ask for a card and I'd be happy to pull one for you. And I can't see the comments until after the show because I have a beautiful production host, Neshi Lokatz. You know, she's the one who takes care of me on these days and helps keep me grounded, but also helps me as I channel the energy, channel the information, helps me get to as many people as possible. So I do the card readings until we're done. So hang in there. We will get to you. If you want a card drawn, if you want some energy, some information, some guidance, we've got it coming up for you. And I'm going to be making clearing noises as we do this. Sometimes it sounds like a burp or a squawk. That is the energy moving for the entire group. So don't worry about that. Just most of the people who come see me as clients in person are actually excited when I make noise because it means a lot of stuff is moving. And the more squawky it is, the more stuff people are letting go. It's just the way my team moves the energy rapidly through me, so it doesn't stick to me. And for that, I'm thankful. So let's start our meditation. Let's get going. What I'd really love for you guys to do is start by grounding yourself. And if you don't know what that means, let's just start by focusing on our body, noticing our muscles and our bones and gravity just pushing down on us gently. Make sure you're really comfortable and you want to have your arms and your legs uncrossed because this helps us keep our circuits wide open. And if you have any places where you feel tight, don't be afraid to kind of move around and stretch and get some oxygen flowing, some energy flowing into those places that feel tight or uncomfortable. And now take a couple of really deep breaths. And when you are breathing in, imagine breathing in this beautiful white light and blowing out smoke that's allowing old energy to release. So just breathe in and breathe out. And let's set the intention with each breath we take, we become more centered in our being, more grounded, and more connected to our authentic self, our true being. And in this place, let's connect deeply to Grandmother Earth. Now, whether you experience this as a cord of connection from your first chakra or your tailbone down through the layers of the earth, whether you experience this as roots coming out from the bottom of your feet, expanding and growing and connecting deeper and deeper. And maybe you need a cord of connection from your heart or your high heart to anchor your chakra system, to anchor your body in each and every dimension, in each and every frequency and vibration. And even in each reality. so that your energy is very focused in this present moment, in this present incarnation of who you are. Good. And let's call in the divine energy. And how you call to the divine is uniquely yours, whether you call in the directions, whether you call in Creator, God, Goddess, oneness, consciousness, all that is. Whatever resonates for you, invite that energy in the fullest way that you are able to in this moment. And also welcome in your spiritual team. All of the divine beings of the highest, fullest, and brightest vibration available to you, to us in this moment. Whether it is the angels or the star beings, our ancestors, the ascended masters, the animals, the elementals, all of the team that guides us through our journey in each and every lifetime. And inviting the Star Council and the Great Council. Good. And we set the intention that this healing meditation is for the good of all and harm to none, including ourselves. And we begin by opening and expanding our crown chakra to experience the connection of the divine in our chakra system. You may notice pressure or tingling, heat or cold, or nothing at all. You may just be aware of the divine energy holding space for us in its connection to our crown. And gently inviting the energy to come in to our sixth chakra in our forehead to begin to clear any clutter that we may have in our mental thoughts, opening space for clear thinking, for clear knowing. And opening all the clairs to their fullest ability so that we can communicate with the divine and our spiritual team more easily, more fully, more completely. Got it. And calming any distracted energy that may be pulling us or stretching us into the past, or pulling us into the future, often through worry, doubt, or anxiety. And asking that our ability to see and understand clearly what is being communicated with others and with our team, and that all of our senses work together to provide us with the information that we need. And opening our ears so that we can hear more clearly, so that we can hear for understanding, not necessarily for speaking. And allowing the jaw to relax so that we are not fighting back our self-expression. Or holding back who we are. Opening up our authentic truth and the way we express that through the vibration of love and kindness and gratitude. And allowing the energy to move into the throat even more deeply, to release any words that have gone unspoken, words that were said in anger, in hatred, in frustration, in fear. Sending healing and love through that to make room for growth and releasing the stress and the tension in the back of the neck. Any holding on to that we have done. Any headaches we've created from the holding on. And even opening up the lymphatic system to drain and release any emotional energy that it's been holding on to for us. And moving to the shoulders and releasing the responsibilities and the burdens that we've been carrying for ourselves and for others. Giving a moment of peace to you and to your energy to simply be in this moment. And beginning to open up in the heart chakra, all the places of woundedness that we carry here through sadness and disappointment, through shame or blame or guilt. And filling those places with forgiveness. knowing that in the moment we did the best that we could and that others did the best that they could. It just may not have filled the expectations that we needed in that moment. And moving our heart energy into the present moment as well. So that there is space for joy and happiness and love to be experienced. And taking a moment to connect with your inner child, to check in and see how your child is doing through much of the turbulent energy that the earth is experiencing at this moment. Are there any old wounds that are getting activated? Maybe core wounds. And asking your inner child what you can do to help them feel safe and secure and loved, taken care of by you in this moment. Releasing them from the burdens of our trauma. Filling them with the magic of wonder and curiosity. Allowing them to open all of their creative energy with you, through you, spreading joy and love and magic. In creating your life. And connecting to your inner adult, that responsible part of you that sometimes gets caught in the doing and forgets about the being. Releasing all of the projects that you are trying to make happen and allowing the divine to fill in the energy to allow them to unfold in their natural way without resistance, in the flow. There we go. And connecting to our inner warrior, who through this energy may be a little hyper vigilant, who may feel threatened, or who may be in a reactive energy, a reactive state, and reminding the warrior in this moment, we are simply here for our own health and well-being. It is a time of peace and tranquility, growth and expansion. And connecting to our inner sage, that wise one who connects us to our inner knowing, to all of the energy and information available to us from each and every lifetime, and through all of our connections through our spiritual teams. giving us focus on wisdom in its true form. And releasing the energy centered in between the shoulder blades that sometimes gets stuck when we try really hard to make things happen, or we feel like we're the only one who can do something. We feel maybe a little unsupported or alone in the tasks that we are undertaking. And allowing to fill that spot with divine love and support. Moving the energy down into our third chakra and our solar plexus below our rib cage, and beginning to clear away the clutter that squeezes who we are. That energy that alters our self-confidence or our self-esteem, or diminishes our light and our self-worth. The energy is often disguised in layers of fear, frustration, and anger, even righteous anger. But it may hold the flavors of resentment or judgment. There's quite a bit of blame energy that is clearing as a planet from our gallbladders and our livers. So just to the right of our third chakra, it's releasing toxic emotions that we've held on to, toxic interactions that we've had in the past. Releasing cords of connection that are not in our fullest, highest, best. And those cords may be connected to people or things, to coping mechanisms that we've used to deal with life stresses that may no longer serve our vibration. Lovely. And moving down into the second chakra, below the belly button, and bringing our water element back into balance. Bringing our emotions and our feelings fully online, so that we are free to experience emotionally all that is. To expand the energy of creation and creativity. so that we create the life and the relationships that are for our highest best. And lovingly releasing any cords to relationships that no longer serve us. And releasing any energy of addiction that we carry, or that others we know may carry, or that the planet as a whole is carrying. We can release our connection to that addictive energy that holds us back or down. And moving down into the first chakra right below the tailbone, and really removing any last residue of energy connected to our tribal family, to our sense of safety and security, to our home, our job, or even simply how safe we feel here on planet Earth. Clearing any residue, fear, or trauma that has held us in a place of being unsteady. And allowing that energy to flow down our cords, down our legs, down our feet, deep into the earth, so that all the energy that is releasing is being transformed and transmuted by Grandmother Earth. We no longer have to hold it for ourselves or for anyone else. And releasing any energy that is not ours that we have been carrying. Allowing that to flush through our energy system wherever we have been holding that. And inviting Grandmother Earth to fill in our energy from her beautiful molten lava center, that honey energy of the divine feminine, restoring our energy field once more into polarity and a place of balance with the divine feminine and the divine masculine and yourself working together energetically as the Holy Trinity within. Moving up through your legs and your hips, so that as the energy moves upward, the balance gets more and more solid, more and more steady, more and more centered in our true being. Allowing it to move up our spine as well. Moving through our organs, restoring them to balance. Bringing the energy all the way up into your heart. And taking a moment to allow your heart chakra, and your high heart to all come into sync, all come into balance.
God. God.
So that you have even more room for love and compassion and empathy for yourself, and then to share with others.
God.
And allowing that to flow down your arms and into your hands, so that all that you touch sends this love energy at a fuller, balanced vibration. Moving up into your throat, your neck, allowing more room for your authentic truth and self-expression. And up into your skull, and connecting with your intuition and all of your senses as they work together as the beautiful spiritual team that they are. And allowing the energy to touch the crown and begin to move around you, repairing, restoring, recreating your aura in each and every dimension, in each and every frequency and vibration.
God.
And there are a few people who have been feeling the energy and vibration of others, maybe more deeply than they wish to. And you can invite your aura to become even more crystalline, so that the vibration of crystal can help shield and protect you while allowing you to fully experience all that you are meant to.
God.
And taking a moment of gratitude with your spiritual team for being here to help you this evening. And also a moment to send healing from all of us and all of our teams to Grandmother Earth, to love and support and nurture her as she goes through her evolution, her transformation, that we all get to bear witness to and be a part of.
God. God.
And now you can begin to gently dissolve your meditation. You can stretch and yawn,
God.
whatever you would like. Get a little liquid in me. And if you would like a reading, all you have to do is type in yes, please, and I will draw a card for you in the order that you're showing up in our production studio. And I keep going until we're done. So hang in there and I'll make sure to get to everyone. I'm using the cards from the Art of Love Tarot deck. This one was calling to be used today because it's offering the energy and the healing through the vibration of love and the frequency of love. And sometimes when we have a lot going on, we want to be able to hear it from that place of love and understanding, because the energy is very reactive at the moment on the planet. And then once again, for those of you who are joining us later, if you are in Maine or near Maine and would like to come visit me at the New England Metaphysical and Holistic Festival, I got tickets. I got free tickets for anybody who wants to attend. I have 50 of them, and I'm willing to share it first with my listeners. So if you want tickets, a pair of tickets to go next week on Saturday or Sunday in Augusta, Maine, I can make that happen for you and would love to see that for anybody who's interested. So we're going to start with the card readings, and my first one is Pat McDonald. And your card tonight is the Queen of Trees. And the Queen of Trees this evening is really reminding you that you are in control of your life and your circumstances. And the best way to move through everything is in this place of groundedness. And so remember that you have the energy to be the tree. You have the energy to be stable and secure. And what fruit would you like to grow from your tree? Are you looking for abundance? Are you looking for friendships? What are you hoping will take fruit right now? So when the Queen energy comes up, it reminds us that we're in control, that we are the royalty. And the Queen comes up to call in the divine feminine part of us to be the one in charge. And think about, mom energy in a crisis where something just automatically kicks in. That kicks in to protect the family, to protect the children. We can't even explain it. And it causes this huge adrenaline rush. But in that moment, we are stronger than we've ever been. And then when we get through what we need to get through, we can kind of let that energy go, a little bit shaky maybe afterwards, but we're able to accomplish anything without someone else. So remember, anything you want to create, it's on you to visualize that and find ways within you to activate that and make it happen. All right, Rob. Oh my gosh. I don't know why I would have ever called you Bob, but there you go. Kind of got a southern Billy Bob candle. All right, Rob. So I have pulled this card recently a number of times for me. So this is the 10 of Hearts. And the 10 of Hearts is the culmination card. It's the end. So it's the end of what you've been going through a lot. You're at the end of it. And we can focus on everything that's happened by looking backwards, or we can take a deep breath and realize this is happening because we're entering a phase of a new beginning. So the old chapter is finished. It's done. The page is turning, and we're about to step into a new chapter of our lives. And so this is such a beautiful, powerful card for so many of us, because boy, aren't we tired and want to be done, or at least have a little breathing space before we got to take on the next thing. So that's what this card is telling you, that everything is coming to an end that needs to, and you're about to enter a new chapter. Phew. Love that card for you. Hope there's a lot more of those tonight. All right, Christina, of course, my dear. So you have the 5 of Trees. Those 5s are tricky cards, the ones in the middle of the deck, because it always means things are a little bit off balance. They're kind of caught in between coming and going. So with the 5 of trees, this is saying that you're kind of caught right now in some limitations. You're having restricted movement, let's say. And that restriction comes from you're in the process of shedding the old things that you've honored up till this point, but don't serve the Christina who's stepping out and evolving now. This kind of energy comes up when we're in that Saturn return as well. And I know you're close to that, if not in that. And when that comes up, we look at what's going on in our lives and we start releasing the things that are holding us back, so that we have momentum and energy to move forward. So while you may feel like you're being held back, it's beliefs and thoughts that are stuck. I'm seeing them kind of as like cords that are wrapped up. Not cords like energy cords, more like a rope around your arm or your shoulder. And that rope is all beliefs that are of your own creation, or ones that you adopted that your parents gave to you, or your town gave to you, or your schoolmates gave you. So you have to choose which of those you're going to hold on to. But anything that pulls you back is something that you want to think about allowing to leave. That's the best way I can say that. All right. Jackie. So you have one of the soul cards. Love this warrior angel. She's a little badass. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but I just did. So she has, this is the force card, and not force in a, I'm going to bully and push my way through, but this is reminding you that your inner strength is connected to the force. If we go into Star Wars terms, we are connected to the universal energy flow, and that is unlimited strength. That is unlimited potential. So how are you going to tap into that force and that strength within you as you move through this section of your spiritual journey? And this is a soul card. So this isn't, this is what's happening this week for you. This is where you're at on your soul's journey card. So, there's a lot going on. And so call on that inner being within you and allow that to fill you up. You don't need other people to fill you. You have more than enough connection to the divine to fill yourself hundreds of times over. So call on that, sweetie. All right, Anne. Nice. So yours is another soul card. It's called the Awakening. Woo! Thank goodness. And this card is, not only are you waking up, but you are going through this. It's like you're coming up out of the water. You're like rising up. You're emerging into a more fuller version of yourself. And in the awakening energy, it's a really intense time of connection for you, and allow that to be, and give yourself space to allow that to happen. Because we don't even realize how many ways we're asleep. Energetically. And so when we start to wake up, it may be brighter, it may be noisier, our nervous system might be shakier. But that's because we're no longer sleeping and we didn't even know we were sleeping. Does that make sense? So be gentle with yourself as this process is happening, but you are really emerging into a new level of who you are. And that's such a beautiful thing to sense and to see for you. Love that. All right. Minnie. So you have the 10 of trees. Look at that, trees heart beating in connection with you. That's nothing like you, right? So this card connects to this sense of loyalty. And it really just shows that what I'm feeling and experiencing for you is that you've really expanded, and that even seems hard to believe for me, your connection to nature. You're hearing what it's trying to say to us as a planet. You're hearing what is trying to be communicated. You are in this position where you can be a translator for the earth and nature that other people are deaf and blind to. And because of your loyalty and connection to the nature realm, they're asking you to be a voice for them. And you know that, and you've been doing that, but I feel like there's even more heart energy, and it's in an even bigger way. So thank you for doing that, because there's a lot of people who would love that gift and just don't have it to the depths that you do. Carol. The 6 of Hearts. So this is all about the past. So what's going on for you right now, what you're clearing, what's in your face right now is the past. And it's a version of the past that doesn't align with who you are now. So there are times where we get caught, when we haven't seen people for a long time, right? They have a snapshot of us in the moment they last saw us. And so in that snapshot, they have no idea of your evolution, your growth, and who you are now. They actually didn't know who you were then either, but they had like an inkling. So this is reminding you that as this energy from the past is coming forward, this is you energetically, like many, many, many vibrations ago. It's not at all who you are now. And you can love that part of you, but honor your growth. Otherwise, we get pulled back or pulled down vibrationally into that old energy, especially when we're around other people who want us to be the snapshot of who they remember. Does that make sense? So they want us to be their version of Carol rather than your version of Carol. And only you can be that. And so it takes a lot of stamina to love the past and where it's brought you, but not allow it to control you now or your future. All right, Joanne. Ace of Trees. Woo! Let that abundance flow. Aces are gifts directly from the divine. It's like the holy jackpot. So this is about you receiving this influx of energy from the divine that will help stir up abundance for you. And whether that abundance is in monetary form or if it's sending you an abundance of healing, an abundance of joy, abundance of love, it's filling you to overflowing of some energy that you are in deep need of, is how I'm seeing it. So it's like you had an empty cup in you and it's like pouring divine energy into that spot and allowing it to fill up. So remember to take moments of gratitude for all the ways the divine is helping you to restore and repair from all of the energy that you've gone through. And the more we say thank you, the more we have to be thankful for. So the more the flow will continue. All right. April, you have the King of Hearts. And the King of Hearts is the healer card. And so the King of Hearts comes in with all of this loving heart energy and is inviting you to connect to the divine masculine. It's asking you to connect to that healer energy. And depending on your spiritual connection, if you are connected to Buddha for healing, or Jesus for healing, or the archangels for healing, whatever masculine feeling energy that you like to call on to connect with you, call that energy in to heal. The divine masculine is very tattered at the moment in most of us. And in that tattered state, we need the divine masculine energy to come heal itself. And we're seeing this on a planetary basis, that the masculine roles and the masculine energy is just not working. It's part of the what needs to be shed and released. So calling that in its purest form to heal within you allows it to heal within other people around you. And remember, as we heal ourselves, we heal 7 generations back and 7 generations forward. So this heals your parents and your children without them even having to lift a finger. So how open are you to calling that in and allowing the healing to happen? Because you can be the change for entire generations of your family tree. All right, Christine. Woo. Here's another one of our soul cards, the release. Because we're in the release energy. And I don't know if you can see how there's snakes all wrapped around her and she's just sort of bound. And what this is saying is, it's time for your metamorphosis. It's time for you to come out of that shell. It's time for you to step out of the box, the container that other people created for you, mostly to keep you safe, but no longer serves Christine any longer. So this is again another one of the soul cards. So we're really in an energy of soul growth and soul journey this week. And so you're going through a lot of change. And so are a lot of people on the planet. So as you're going through this, give yourself a break. Let yourself be loved and supported by those who know you best and who can do that best for you. Call on your team in spirit form and in physical form. This is the time to call on your healer and your acupuncturist and your therapist, whoever supports you to transform and transmute the old stuck energy into the light and the bright version of you. And just know that as we go through this, it's something bigger, better, brighter, and more lovely on the other side of the transformation. So hang in there. All right, Genevieve. Of course. So you have the 4 of Angels, my dear. And this card is, it's time for you to rest. Your soul, your body, your emotions, everything's a little bit tired. My grandmother would have said you're bone tired. Or your soul is tired. So this is time for you to honor the fact that we all need time to rest and recharge our batteries. And I feel like disconnecting from the the technology and things that create, having trouble with words, a fierce vibration is kind of how they're showing it to me. So things that really shake you, like don't watch, a horror movie, technology really sends out a lot of frequency that disrupts us on sort of that particle wave energy. So even that is overstimulating for you right now. So it's like I'm feeling nature, water, calm, and like snuggly blankets. It's really that time to take care of you. And you're the one who knows how to do that best. So if other people aren't willing to support you, go to a hotel room that has room service preferably, and let them do it. Let them take care of you. All right. Jacqueline. Whew. So your card is the 4 of Hearts. So this card often means depression. Doesn't mean it's yours, but it can mean that what energy is trying to clear in you right now is old, depressed energy that feels really heavy on your heart. And, I had a client recently who thought they were back in grieving. And there was a tiny, tiny bit of grief, but there was so much more hurt that was clearing. The times that their feelings were hurt, it wasn't so much that they were grieving the loss of someone. They were in a space where they were clearing all the times that their feelings really were hurt by this person who's no longer with us. And that's a different, separate energy from grief, but it can put a heaviness on our heart that makes it difficult for us to feel free in giving unconditional love to ourselves and to other people. So what energy is heavy on your heart right now? And how can you get support in healing and clearing it? Because sometimes we think we have to do it alone. And that's when we get that pain in the back between our shoulder blades, because we think we've got to carry it all on our own, or we get the headaches that come up from our neck. So how can you get supported in releasing this heavy energy, this old sadness that is weighing down your joy? Okay? And you can always reach out. That's something I can do, or a whole bunch of other healers out there through Star Nations who'd be happy to help. Tina. All right, let's start with yours, sweetie. So you have the 5 of Stars. So the 5 of Stars, like these 5s can be difficult because you're kind of in the middle of the energy. You're not in the bad and you're not in the good. You're like right at that seesaw point. And in the 5 of Stars, this is when we're in a lot of diverse energy. And boy, aren't we on the planet right now? There's so many people with so many different opinions. And it's almost like everybody's talking at the same time, but nobody's listening. And so in this sort of diverse energy, the most healing thing that we can do for ourselves is to stop talking and start listening. And listening means not only hearing the words, but being able to say them back to the other person to get clarity, to make sure we actually heard them correctly. Because when we don't practice listening, we actually make a lot of mistakes on what we're hearing, and we have no idea. And that causes a lot of miscommunication. So in this sort of diverse energy that's swirling around you right now, there is so much potential for miscommunication. And the only way for you to kind of ground yourself in that energy is to be the listener. It doesn't mean you have to get caught in between everybody else, but you can at least hear what they're trying to say, even if you don't agree with them. Okay? And for Ashley. So Ashley, you have the King of Trees. And the King of Trees he's very grounded. And he is much more connected to that architect energy. So the king is the one who builds the castle, right? The queen is the one who, when the castle is built, she turns it into a home rather than a building. So right now, you are in the energy of beginning to create your life sort of from the foundation up. You're the architect of your life. So what are you doing and what are you creating? If we don't like what we're creating, take a deep breath and start again. Because it is instantaneous right now. Not that it hasn't been for a long time, but right now we are on such a rapid pace that we can stop, change our intention, and it starts to shift instantly. So really be clear and focused on your intention of what you want to create and how you want to create it. And what I'm seeing is you need to get way more detailed about how you want to do that. You know, if you want a new car, think about all the colors and the styles and the prices and the years and makes and models that are out there. To leave it in that general sense means you could get a clunker that doesn't even turn over, right? So when you're doing this, really get specific, and don't worry about whether the divine or your angels, they're not going to see you as selfish. They're going to see you as a clear, concise leader in your own life when you set very clear boundaries on what you want and how you want it. All right. That's good for all of us to know. Cindy Lynn. I'm going to take a quick sip of my water, coffee through water. While Neshi is working on my studio, my production studio. And I'm seeing if we're good to go. Yeah. All right. So Cindy Lynn, I'm asking because I'm still seeing Tina Warbonnet's in my viewpoint. So I just want to make sure we're on the right page. So, there we go. Of course. So for Cindy Lynn, we have the Magician card. Woohoo! The beginning of a soul journey. Yay! And the Magician has all the tools in the toolbox to go through on this new journey. So this is, again, as I was saying, we had the King of Trees, right? Creating our lives. The Magician creates on a soul level. And as the Magician, magic is a big piece of that. So what are you calling in? What are you willing to allow the divine to share and create for you, with you? I'm feeling like this is kind of the first time that you've actually held the wand yourself. You've let other people hold the wand at various points in time for you. And now it's time for you to hold it for you, which can be a little scary. It can be a little intimidating, but you have that inner strength and you have a lot more magic, which is the word that keeps coming in. You have a lot more magic than you give yourself credit for. So how are you going to create this new chapter of your life? Because it really is, you've finished the old business. It's time to move on. And you're stepping up to the front of the classroom as you're doing it. Good for you. All right, Sally Austin. Nice. You are so welcome, sweetie. And here's more validation of that. So you have the 4 of stars. And the 4 of stars it's like getting 4 stars. It's saying, wow, you've done this really, you've achieved this really amazing thing. And it's time for you to advance. It's time for you to move forward. And yes, if we just focus on the fact that we just are doing the best that we can in each and every moment, then we release blame, we release doubt, we release guilt. All of those things, they disappear when we just know we've done our best. When we don't have any more ammunition to beat ourselves up with, then we can just beautifully move forward in new ways in our lives. So you are marching forward, and I'm really happy for you, because it feels like, wow, it feels kind of like a soul promotion, maybe even a real promotion. How cool would that be? So I love that for you. All right, Bobby. Of course. So you have the 8 of stars. I've been feeling this one, I'll tell you. So the 8 of stars is this surge of energy. Everything's sort of coming together, and it can feel a little hairy, right? It's why we have surge protectors, right, for our devices. But I still haven't quite figured out how to do a real surge protector for my energy system, but I'm working on it. And I know some of you have some strategies. I have some strategies, but I really want one I can just plug into that keeps my energy grounded no matter what comes flooding through. So know that you're having this surge of energy. A lot of us are. The energy with the eclipses and the way they're lining up with the new moon and then the full moon and Mercury in retrograde. Just whew, there's a lot at work to help us create change. And for those of us who are sensitive, we can feel like we're getting run over by a freight train. So in this surging energy, it's super duper important to stay grounded. It's super important to do the best you can to be in this moment. Don't get dragged into the past or thrown into the what if land of the future. And I know you have some of my oils, but the grounding blend and the psychic protection are like big to help with this. It helps kind of keep your grounding tube connected to a larger source, so that more energy can flow through you without knocking you on your fanny. And I've been bathing in that. So if you need any, let me know, but I'm pretty sure you have some of that. And use any dark colored rocks that you can get your hands on. Hematite, black obsidian, black tourmaline. Those all help keep the energy close to the earth when it comes flooding in fast. All right, Emily. Of course, thank you for sharing. So you have the Knight of Trees. So the Knight of Trees, they call this the custodian in this. But the way my team really talks about the Knight of Trees, it's when we're in a place where we are advocating for ourselves and for other people. So this is an energy right now going on for you where you need to speak up. You need to speak up for you. You need to speak up for others who are too frozen to speak for themselves. Because a lot of the tumultuous energy has the post-traumatic stress stuff activated, and that's fight, flight, or freeze. So you're somebody who can move into fight and do it from a heart space, especially for some other people who you love very dearly who freeze. So put on your advocate hat, and just remember when we're advocating that we want to do it from the light energy. It's really easy to advocate and to shift into the dark. And we know we've done that when we use "you make me feel" or "you make others feel," because we can't make anybody feel or do or be anything. Or when we use words that feel like blame or guilt. So if we are advocating by saying this is unacceptable, this is what needs to change, you're talking about the behavior and not the person, because nobody is going to listen to an attack on their person, but they can be open to hearing how to shift their behavior because it's outside of who they are. All right. Phew. Big energy this week. I was a little afraid to do the show tonight. I'll own that because I knew some big stuff was coming. All right, Jocelyn. Phew. You have the 4 of trees. Growth. Woohoo. Thank you for growing. So for you right now, you're using this energy to grow, to stretch, to become a fuller version of you. And thank goodness somebody is, right? Because we can either let life happen to us or we can let life happen for us. So you're in that place of shifting that and allowing it to propel you forward in brand new, lovely ways. And really there feels like this mini explosion for you in the next week or so. So let that energy ride itself out. Remember, the full moon is on Tuesday, so maybe you can even use that to help propel you. Okay, like we need another thing to happen energetically. Let's just have another full moon. All right, Lynn, of course you can have a card, sweetie. So you have the 3 of Stars. This is a great card for this time of year because it looks like fireworks always to me. But this card is all about you have these amazing visions of who you want to be, how you want life to be. And it's, they're sort of like going off like fireworks or popping like popcorn for you. So take the opportunity for you to really not only have the vision, but start looking at how you create the vision. Because we can get all sorts of things caught in our head, but then we don't take action and we don't get them grounded enough for them to take root and become something. So get those on paper. That will help get them grounded. And you don't have to do it neatly. You can do it on a bunch of crazy Post-it notes. Or in different colored pens. It doesn't really matter. You've got some beautiful ideas, some beautiful visions that need to come into this earth plane and are ready to be grounded. So let's get those beautiful thoughts and ideas into the reality where others of us can experience that and share that with you. All right, Dinah. Yes, of course. So, sweetheart, you have the 7 of Angels, which is great. And the 7 of Angels is letting you know that you have been, progressing in a beautiful way. You've been gently moving forwards and sometimes maybe not so gently, but honor the progress you've made. This is a moment where you can look back to the beginning of the year or last year even at this time and see how far you've come. Because sometimes when we're in the trenches, we feel like we've gotten nowhere. So sometimes it's really helpful to take a breather and reflect on really how far we've come, because you have made some beautiful progress. And the angels in particular really want you to be aware of that, really want you to have some gratitude for that, because, not everybody is moving forward. And you are, and maybe it feels like you're at a snail's pace, but take that time to reflect on how far you've actually come and how much growth and work you've done, because you've done quite a bit. All right. Mary Ellen, you have the Six of Angels card. And the Six of Angels is just saying what we've been sort of saying all night, which is this is a time of transition for you. You're moving from an old Mary Ellen into a new Mary Ellen, and transitions can feel rough and they can go smoothly. Pretty much on a planetary level, they're not going smoothly right now. So don't take that personally. Just know that, Grandmother Earth is really shaking her stuff. And we're on board. So whether we want it to be like that or not, we don't have a ton of choice. But you're not in a stuck place. No matter how much the energy may feel stuck, you're just moving from one dynamic to a new dynamic. So in this time of transition, again, access your heart energy as much as you can. Be thankful, have gratitude, notice when fear wants to creep in or anger, and do your best to look at it and see if you can shift it, even if it's just by taking a few deep breaths and grounding and checking in with your inner child to make sure they're calm. Because transitions can be hard for the inner child. It's like moving when we're children. Children don't get it, and so they feel like their whole world is uprooted. So, make sure you check in with them and let them understand the transition you're going through. All right, Tammy, I haven't seen you in a while. You need to come visit me. Would love to see you in person. Your card is the Divine Order. Another soul card. Notice she's got the world, this beautiful blue orb, our planet. And so this is a time for you. Your soul is working on equilibrium, how to bring balance in your life. And I feel like you really got rattled in all the ways that we can be unbalanced. I'm sorry. I hope I'm incorrect on that. But the balance between work and family life, the balance between our physical life and our spiritual life, the balance between our masculine energy and the feminine energy, the balance between, being a mom and a wife and ourselves, all the roles that we have to play. It's all about finding center. Through all the turbulence, coming back to center, centering who Tammy is, centering who Tammy is meant to be, and centering in letting go anything that is causing you to critique you and the choices you're making. That inner critic can be a little rough around the edges. So if you need any help with bringing yourself and restoring yourself to balance, remember to reach out to your team, and they'll help you, guide you on that. All right, Mimi, of course. So you have the Page of Hearts. And the Page of Hearts is about innocence. And so what this means for you is you're in this fresh energy. And it can be hard because when we're in a state of innocence, we often feel like we don't know what we need to know. Like everybody knows the answer to that but me. Or so when we're in a place of innocence, we're open to experiencing things like a child. And the child is the direct energy to our heart. So this is inviting you to remember that curiosity and that wonder that can happen from the innocence of childhood, before there's wounded energy on you, before there's trauma, before other people told you who to be or how to be. It's inviting you to return to that version of you, that authentic version of you. And I feel like as you get closer and closer to that, your heart gets fuller and fuller, which makes your life brighter and more lovely to experience. All right, Margaret. Aren't we excited for this, huh? So, soul card, you have the beginning card. This would be the Fool in the traditional deck. In this card, it is the initiation card. Woohoo! Don't we love when Spirit initiates? So you're at the beginning of a new section of your soul's journey. You've come to completion on other things. You are being initiated right now. And boy, initiations can be rough around the edges. Think about all the crazy things people had to do to like become part of fraternities, right? Those were initiations. And right now those initiations may be like, boom, you need to let go of this friendship. Boom, you need to shift your dietary habits. Boom, you need to, they can be really intense as we start out. But the cool thing to remember is that the divine only gives us what we can handle. And however you are being initiated, and I'm feeling like it's through fire, you've got this, and they know you have, and they're doing it in this particular way because you're ready to own your strength. You're ready to own who you are, and you're ready to say, bring it. This is what I need right now. Bring it, because I've got this. I know that I can handle this and whatever's coming next in my soul's journey. They're just getting you ready so that you can really have that inner strength activated that you need to move forward in this next segment of your soul's journey. Phew. I need a drink after that one. All right, Jackie. Yes. So Jackie, yours is the 8 of Angels. And the 8 of Angels is confusion. And boy, oh boy, are we having that going on. I don't know if you can see this. It's kind of hard sometimes. The angel is in waist deep in water, which means this is a lot of emotional energy that is just getting churned up for you and around you. And it's like, we can't tell which way is up in the confusion energy. So it's reminding you that underneath all of this is emotional energy that is trying to clear. And a lot of it isn't in the present moment. When we're clearing energy from the past as well as the present, and even sometimes the future. So what happens is we've got this sort of pot of emotional energy that's gotten stirred from all of the lovely things going on with the energy on the planet. So as this pot has gotten stirred, you're like, you may notice that you're getting agitated really quickly or you're crying really easily, and it may not feel accurate to what the situation is. That's when you know the energy isn't here now. That's just trying to work its way through you. When you do meditation or connect, one of the things to ask for is to release any energy that is not yours or that is no longer serving your highest best, because then the old energy can start to wash away, and then you'll start to get some more clarity on what's going on. If you have any lavender, especially as an essential oil, I would use it on your forehead if you're not sensitive. If you are sensitive, put it in a diffuser, spray it, whatever you need, put it on your bed to help you sleep. But the lavender helps calm the emotional energy really well for us. We respond really well. All right, Andrew. All right, you have the Queen of Angels. Isn't she gorgeous? And the Queen of Angels is a visionary. So you have a lot of creative energy and you use it in different ways. And she's inviting you to tap into that creative aspect of you. And when a queen comes up for a man, it's reminding you that you tap into the divine feminine. And that's where this vision wants to be created. So it's in a nurturing and supportive energy rather than aggressive and here's my vision kind of way, that the masculine, if it was a king, it'd be like, here's my vision and you need to do it. But as a queen, she's like, look at what would be beautiful for us to create in our lovely home, right? And so she's saying it without, get it being aggressive and being in somebody's face. It's interesting because I'm feeling like there's a number of different visions that you're working on all at the same time, which the creatives often do. You got a lot of creations going at once. So just make sure that you're grounding that energy so it can take root. All right. Perfect. And so Neshi gets a card for being my beautiful Vanna White, helping me in the production studio. So her card is the 7 of Stars. And the 7 of Stars is a reminder, because this connects to the 7 sisters, and you know what that means, that just open yourself and have faith. When we connect to our star beings and our star connection and the divine, then we just get filled with that warm sense of, okay, this is exactly how it's supposed to be, even if it's not how I would like it to be in this moment. So just call on that inner strength and that inner faith. So that is our show for this evening. Phew! We made it through this crazy energy, and I thank you for being here and doing what you need to do to heal yourself and heal the planet. Please like and share the broadcast if you haven't already, for people who need to get some healing or need to hear that there's a lot going on the planet right now, and we can learn from that. And with that too, again, if you are from Maine or around Maine and want to go to the New England Metaphysical and Holistic Festival, I have free tickets and I will give them to you if you just ask. I would love for people to come and visit and come see me, because my whole team will be there and we'll be having a great time. Mwah. I will see you next week at Chakra Sessions on Tuesday at noon, and for Soul Connections next Wednesday at 8. And I know tomorrow we have at least, and maybe more, we have Neshi's show at 3, and then we have Ed's show at 4. And don't miss Ed's show. Who doesn't want to hear the wisdom from the Ascended Masters coming through? And hello, you can get a free reading by just showing up and being part of that and asking him for it. And he's excited to be here. And the tapping that he's able to do is just fantastic. So join us tomorrow on Star Nations. And if not, I'll see you next week. Bye, guys. Have a great one.